DBSCG things.
What's up, Yup gang? It's your boy Taxon, and welcome back to Yup DBSCG Things. And today we're going over another very exciting battle, guys. This is going to be round one of our local this week. This is going to be Trunksgeta versus Cell Reboot. But before we get into it, guys, I do want to say if you guys want any custom mats and or sleeves, absolutely check out Promats, guys. This is the best place to go get your custom card needs. And if you guys do decide to get a mat from them, make sure you guys use the promo code YUP to save on your entire order. With that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this battle or my content in general, remember to hit all those buttons for me. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And with that being said, let's spin it around and dive in. Alrighty, you guys, and here we are with round one of our local this week. We have Cell Reboot on the right side versus Trunksgeta on the left. And today I am joined with the Trunksgeta player, Yuhp, a special teammate of mine, coming to commentate with me today. So go ahead and introduce yourself, good sir.
Hey guys, how's it going? Yuhp here.
Alrighty, so you are starting this off for us. You start off with doing generic Trunks things, playing a 1-drop, getting your Vegeta out, setting up for turn 2. And it's always nice going first with Trunks because that means you get to awaken before even attacking with your unawakened leader.
Oh yeah, turn 1 and 2 for Trunks are pretty self-explanatory. I'm relatively new at the deck, but that's one of my favorite parts.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going into Cell's turn 1 here, and of course both of you guys have barriers, so you're pretty solid. Don't have to worry about his leader effect getting rid of your cards for you. Here he's starting off with an Android 17. He's going to top 5 search for a 5 cost or less Android, I believe, and then add it to your hand. And of course he has to activate main to go ahead and shove himself underneath the leader. It looks like he uses the leader effect first to activate and grab a Android from his hand to draw a card, and then of course the Android from field. From there he's going to attack your leader, and I assume you're either going to combo off your Trunks from the field or just take it. Looks like he doesn't attack here. How'd that make you feel there? That was an interesting choice.
No, he already knew what I was going to do. He's versed the deck.
Absolutely.
He knew I was going to activate main. I was just going to combo that out. Or I was just going to take the damage, and because I'm ripping down 6 anyways.
Absolutely, and you're just doing normal Trunksgeta things on your turn 2 here. Your Trunks wasn't removed, so you can just awaken with the Vegeta, draw 1, rip yourself down to 6. That was 3 to hand there. And then, of course, you just evolve directly after that, and then plus again off your leader. Swinging right after. Are you playing the 1-drop from your hand there?
Yeah, I believe
okay.
I did not evolve. I just went right into another Trunks and played out Vegeta. I unfortunately didn't have my 3 drops in hand yet.
No, that's 100% a 3-drop, but yeah, you're good.
I have the energy tapped.
Yeah, because you paid 1 for the Vegeta, and then you swung with your leader, and then played the Trunks off your leader in rest mode.
That is my bad. But yeah, so just played out some more bodies.
Yep, just doing Trunks things. Turn 2 for Cell, starting off by charging an energy, of course, and then placing himself an Android under the leader to draw a card. Still no targets to remove because all your cards are a barrier. It looks like here he's going to pay 1 for the Cell, I believe. Of course, your Trunks' auto here should go off, but it looks like you guys are forgetting to do so. Cell is at 3 cards underneath the leader, so of course he can awaken, go down to 5, untap 1, and draw 1.
Yep. Yeah, I did forget to trigger that. He brought it up, but it was a little later, so I wasn't worried.
Absolutely. I think the Union Absorb comes inactive anyway, so it probably doesn't even matter. Cell, of course, using his effect to remove 2 cards from underneath him, gain critical and 5k, and then of course afterwards he uses the Android from the drop area to Union Absorb the Cell into the 4-cost multicolor.
Yep, and as you guys just saw, he was asking about the Trunks, and I told him I forgot.
It is what it is. Of course, we'll learn from our mistakes and probably trigger that every single turn from here on out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Swinging with the leader here. This is a fantastic swing auto. Of course, you get to absorb an Android from your hand and then draw 2. Great filter for this deck. It does suck though if you're breaking and you just got a bunch of good green stuff and you don't have an Android.
Yep, and I just decided not to negate.
Okay, so no negates here. He is a 20k. It looks like he's going to pay 1 energy and use the Dr. Duro. I do believe this gives it 5k, and then the card is 5k as well. So again, double strike off the auto as well. And then it looks like he combos Frieza counterplay as well. Yep. Not a bad option. He's putting a lot of pressure down on you very, very early. It looks like he's going to Final Flash and skill negate the Cell.
Yeah, I noticed he saw those energy up. I didn't want no shenanigans.
Right, and not only that, you just saved yourself from seeing the 8-drop this turn while also saving yourself from a double strike crit. So, very nice.
Yes, sir. And got my 1-drops in the drop.
So now you can swing with leader and free play.
Yeah, I think the best part is how often you're playing those 1-drops, and you can Z-charge them,
free combo power all the time.
Yeah, it's nice.
Agree.
And your energy right now is just loaded with extra cards, so we know things like Steadfast Goku and Mecha Frieza are 100% live.
Oh, yeah.
So on your very first attack here, he doesn't have a Unison in play, but he did pay one for Dormant. Nothing to KO because all your 1-drops have barrier, like Trunksgeta normally does. And then you get your auto there to use to play yourself a Vegeta from the drop area in rest mode, and then his auto procs to play the Trunks. You're swinging here with your leader. You're pretty well set up. You've got your leader. It looks like you haven't used your double strike yet.
I think I
no,
just
that was
did.
the double strike right there. Okay.
Yep. I like to use that a little more liberally now with the Z leader, just because once you Z awaken, you can't necessarily use it anymore. So
right. So you want to play it as more of an aggro piece and hits for some mid range damage when they're not expecting it.
yeah, especially when you dormanted.
Especially right there, you just took them from 5 to 3 with your leader when they dormanted on that attack. So that's very good.
Yep. Whenever I'm swinging at 5 life, I like to try to go right down to 3 because leaving them at 4 is just
Absolutely.
yeah, it doesn't sit well with me.
I agree. So you do normal Trunks Geta things. You evolved your 3-drop Vegeta, swing with it, and drew 2 off your leader, and then we pass turn over to Cell. Cell starting off his turn by playing his Unison. It looks like it comes out in rest mode, of course, because of your Trunks Vegeta auto. He goes ahead and uses his leader effect to detach 2 androids from underneath him, and then gain 5k in critical. Of course, that will KO any card on your side of the field, and the only card without barrier was your Vegeta. So he does get to free cast the dual droids card, and then here we're going to see Nimbus. This is actually going to be pretty good considering that his boss monster is a dual attacker, 8-drop 20k dual attacker, and he also has what I believe that is a 10 or 15k critical.
Yeah, something like that.
And it negates the critical attack that it started off with, so not too bad.
Oh yeah.
Decent play here. Doing yellow things for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately I hadn't seen Frieza yet, so I had to discard.
Well, you're definitely set up for it with all the extra cards. You got 1 in the drop and 3 in the energy.
Oh yeah.
Definitely getting those dead cards out of your hand as early as possible, but while at the same time, like I said earlier, setting up all your other cards with their effects. So that's very good. Swinging with a 10k critical, I wonder. Oh, choosing to super combo on this. That's exactly why he's swinging with the 10k critical.
Oh yeah.
So
I think I'm still
20
at
crit
6.
here, and you're still at 6 life. So you do decide to let that one go through. Critting a cooler from your life. That is a very essential key to Yellow's main win con. So that is pretty rough there. Hopefully you draw one eventually. I have no idea what's in your hand, of course, but very, very sad to see.
I do not believe I had one in my hand at this time. It hurt. It hurt to see that go
especially
to the drop.
going into one of these later turns where you can stop a floodgate and then proceed to go aggro with your Z lead. So here, he did pay 1, used the Union Absorb. He grabbed 18, I believe, from the drop area to go underneath the 4-drop and went straight to the 8-cost Cell. This guy has no protection, but he does have a skill that if he's removed from the battle area, he can just detach 1 card. Or is it 1 or 2? I think it's 2 cards. It's 1 to restand him during an attack to make him like a dual attacker, and then it's 2 to save him from being removed. So it's a pretty good card. And he's definitely got 4 targets underneath, so he's got quite a bit of options here. It looks like we're going to see Dormant directly on the first attack once again. And your leader attack can go through here, so maybe we see the Z leader. Actually, no, we're not going to see the Z leader because you are at 5 life still.
Yep. And at this time, honestly, this entire game, I was fine with him dormanting. I'm yellow. Like, I wasn't going to do much anyways.
Right. You're
stalling
anyways.
Yep. I just take this opportunity to kind of collect myself.
Right. Absolutely.
Sit back.
Is this your C where it looks like you're pressuring a little bit?
Oh, yes. I was low on hand. He was hitting me with crits. I wasn't sure if this was a play. I really wasn't.
He does have enough things rested. Unison leader and 3 energy. And it does rest the blocker, so you do get to get a little bit more aggro through here. But he did dormant, so you only get 1 more big attack. And you know now that you played Gohan, the leader is just going to instantly remove it next turn.
Yep, but like I said, I felt like that draw 2, and I only had the 1 more attack anyway, so I
100% agree with you.
I was low on cards, and I drew into my Unison, which really came in handy in this matchup. I did not want to see Cell. I was very nervous for Cell.
Absolutely. This is a very, very good play on your end. Going into his turn 4, you don't have to worry about any of those 8-drop attacks or anything greater than 4 energy cost, which is fantastic, especially going into turn 5. If that Unison does stay alive, you can use the minus again to protect yourself from things like Perfect Force Cell, which of course is the 7-drop that makes you go to 3, so protect yourself from Cell Xeno and things like that. Yep. Very, very strong effect.
And of course he immediately got rid of the secret. Who wouldn't? Yeah. That's a smart play.
That's the first. Well, it's free. It's attached to his leader. There's no reason not to do that. First things first.
And everything has barrier.
Since he did KO something, he does get to free play a Cell, which is very good because the Cell comes out and of course can Union Absorb into the 4 cost. But it looks like you have a counterplay here. excuse me, Tyrannical Blow. Very, very strong card. 3 cost or less battle card coming into play is played with its skills negated.
Yep, and I believe he decides just not to play.
Yep, because it is a skill. It says you may play this card when you KO something. So on your because that's a first window counterplay, you counterplayed it. And then, of course, the best thing about that is it's going to skill negate the Unison.
Yes.
Which, the Unison's not a threat in terms of double strike, so you're not getting rid of any keyword, but you're getting rid of his activate mains and his autos, which is very good in terms of him going up more markers, going to 5 markers this turn, while at the same time being able to draw a card off the Union. So, very, very good.
Oh, yeah. Anytime I see that in my hand and my opponent hasn't plussed on their Unison yet and they try to play something, I try to use it, depending on the matchup, of course.
Right.
It just feels good for your opponent not to get their Unison effects the rest of the turn.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I was talking a little bit, but of course we seen the leader swing there. He did have critical, so that attack went through. You did crit yourself a Vegeta Trunks out of your life, which isn't too bad. And then we're gonna see the 1 energy investment for a top 5 searcher, and then from there we're going into another cell that's going to Union Absorb up to the 4 cost.
Oh, yeah, he was trying to get himself established as well. Got a few blockers out.
Here it looks like he swings with his Unison at your Unison, which is actually a very smart idea, trying to get rid of that effect. He doesn't want to have to deal with not attacking with his 8 drops, or actually anything greater than his energy, really, but in this deck it's mainly 8 drops. So it looks like he does combo quite a bit, trying to kill your blocker because he did block that attack, which you probably blocked that attack because you know that this matchup, this Unison's going to do a lot of work and save you from things like that 7 cost and Celzino.
Yeah, and I wanted to be able to use that Vegeta Final Flash. It's kind of hard to find a unit or a battle step when your opponent's attacking the Unison, but that blocker just comes in clutch. And he's at 19, so he's more likely to survive.
And what card did you Final Flash?
I cannot
I would imagine
remember.
Probably the barrier card.
I believe so.
To where he couldn't Union Absorb into another 8 drop. I would imagine
Yes. The 4 drop. I did his other 4 drop.
Yep. So here he paid 1 for the Android 18, drew a card, and then used the activate main to shove it under the leader. He does have 3 cards set up to do his next turn, so that is very, very nice. We're going into what I believe is your turn 5 here. You are absolutely loaded. You have put every extra card from your deck into your energy this game.
Yep, I think I just put a Unison. I can't.
Nope, that looks
see.
like Bulma.
Yeah. Yep, I remember. I knew I was going to regret that. Bulma's good when you need to find what you don't have.
Absolutely, and you do run the Vegeta super combos, so of course that does go find your super combos, and having searchable super combos is just fantastic.
Yep, or it can find me a 3-drop piece if I want to. I think I was looking for Vegeta at this time, try to clear his field a little bit.
Absolutely, and you swing with the leader first. He does go ahead and dormant on your very first attack, which
I kind of expected.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt you too much. Your deck naturally wants to see later turns anyways, and you have plenty of defense to make that happen. And you're doing very well defending yourself here and making sure that he can't progress up his chains as much as possible. You stalled the very first 8 drop for a turn. You stalled that next 4 drop absorbing for that turn. So you're doing very good in that sense. But we are going into turn 5, so we do have to worry about things like Celzino. But of course, he still has to find ways to play around Trunks and things like that. So we shall see.
At this time, I believe
he does
we're
have
still
12
in the
cost
battle
on
step.
field too. He does have 12 cost on field. So if you don't remove one of these cards, you do have to worry about Celzino.
Oh, I was worried about him the whole time. I've versed Cell Expert decks enough to know that he's going right into it easily.
Okay, so because you got dormanted, you choose to use your energy efficiently enough by not using cards from your hand that aren't going to recycle, but by using your Z energy and playing out a Z card. Here you're using the SSB Goku. This is a Warrior U7 card, which is actually kind of cool. It can be used in other color decks if it's a Warrior U7 on the leader. But anyways, that's besides the point. It's a very good card. It's basically a Poutine effect, kind of like your Trunks, but you get to choose when to proc it as long as you have the Z energy. So here, it also locks, I believe, a leader.
Yes, I think it's a leader, battle card, or Unison.
Yeah,
I think
so,
that's why I use it a lot.
and you can use it on his leader, which is very strong, which is, I imagine, what you did here.
Yes, yeah.
And now he can't attack with his 20k crit leader, which is very, very strong.
Yeah, he was hurting my hand this whole game, as you guys see, and I had to use that super combo early for a little bit of pressure, a little bit of draw.
Absolutely. And you did swing in it. Looks like he blocked with his 8-drop, and you stayed at 25, and because he wanted to survive that attack and not have to leave or lose any cards from underneath the 8-drop, he does combo out of that.
Yep, and at some point...
So it looks like first things first on his turn 5. He's +2 because he's scared of Tyrannical Blow off the rip. That's hilarious. But it's also very good that you used that last turn because now he's not at 7 markers, which is also very good.
And at my last turn, I did activate main on the Vegeta Unison, rest him, do all that. So this turn, of course, he cannot do that again.
Absolutely.
No shenanigans, no 5-drops or higher.
Absolutely. So he did just play his first card. It was pay 1 off the 4-cost multicolor cell. That goes ahead and plays a multicolor 8-drop on top of it. That was his first card played, so of course if it doesn't have barrier, it does get rested by Trunks, so that is exactly what happened there. He did get rested, but that card does have a very cool defensive effect, where basically on auto timing has a negate, which is really good. Swinging in with his Unison here, his leader can't attack, that's why there's a token on it. So 15k at your leader, we'll see what you did. It looked like you blocked there.
Oh, yeah, I believe I did. I knew he couldn't do all too much.
He did forget the draw, so that's where that draw came from. That was because he unioned, and they were talking about it getting rested by Trunks. He forgot the draw, so that was where that random draw came from. I apologize for interrupting you. Up. Go ahead and finish.
Oh, no, you're good. I think I knew I had energy to survive, you know. He's swinging at the Unison, and I really don't want him to,
Okay, so here choosing to use Goku's auto on the 1-drop, which isn't too bad because if the card doesn't union absorb the 4-drop into active, it's just going to come in rest mode, which looks like you played around very well because now he's going to go into a whole different cell. So he paid 1 for that cell, couldn't use the union absorb because he doesn't want it to come into rest mode, and then from there he paid another energy for a different 1-drop cell to hopefully get him there. But like I said, making him pay 2 to get a 1-drop cell on field is very good.
Oh, yeah, I was considering waiting, letting him kind of union absorb, but I wanted to get him before things started having barrier and deflect.
Absolutely.
And kind of wanted to tax him a little bit more to do anything, really. And as you see, he had to tap out.
Looks like he taps himself out here to go ahead and go into the Piccolo Unison, probably to get his draw power up just a little bit. He does swing 15k at your Unison here. Looks like you mecha, which is not a bad bet. You mecha on a Unison attack, so if he does want to attack any more for the turn, especially with his 8-drop, he has to rest a card, which he only has his... Well, I guess he did have 2 cards he could rest for those, but he looks like he passed his turn anyways.
Yeah, he wanted to keep that 8-drop live, I believe.
Yeah, he wants the blocker. He wants the extra layer of defense, I imagine.
Yep.
So that was his turn 5, so it looks like you got lucky and swerved the Celzina bullet. Very, very nice, especially with the size hand it looks like you're at now, and your hand looks like it's getting very, very low.
Oh, yeah, he's not going for my life anymore. He's just focusing on that Unison, so things are getting a little rough on my end.
Okay, so he's starting off. It looks like he uses the... So you swing with your leader. He uses the auto on the cell to go ahead and negate the attack, essentially, but it plays the 4-cost out from underneath it when you use that effect, and you counterplay that with Steadfast Goku. Of course, you're going to get that card to play back in rest mode. You're going to draw a card, and then he played Frieza in response to your response, and that's going to go ahead and target out your Mecha Frieza, which went and KO'd that, which was not a bad play on his end because, of course, he just saved himself from a 15k attacker. But at the same time, that was his only option, unless he was going to choose your 5k blocker.
Yeah, then I activated main on the Unison, rested the Steadfast Goku since he's just a 5k body at this point. I'm going for game at this point in my mind, so...
Absolutely. He is at 2 life, and you have some energy to maneuver here.
But
so you
also
do swing with the 25k Z card here, dropping your super combo and a chomp on it. We're going to see if Cell has enough to get out of this here. He does have a blocker on field, which he didn't use for some odd reason, and 2 5ks on field. Does he have enough?
He didn't.
It looks like he has 3 5ks in hand, and it wasn't enough. It looks like Trunksgeta takes this game. If you guys enjoyed it, remember, like, comment, subscribe. We will see you guys next time.